We gon' ball forever and forever straight out the mud.
Welcome guys back to the channel. This is the Gun Shield TV. Today we have an awesome video for you guys. It's going to be on part 2 Jericho F ORP. This is what I upgraded it to, which is, to me is the straight Mac Daddy of Jericho's. As you can see, I've got a single action trigger in there now. This firearm does come as a single action, double action firearm. I upgraded that to single action only. Since we're already on that subject, I'll go ahead and let you see that. That's the take up. That's the break. All right, here's the reset. Boom. I mean, yeah, like this thing is phenomenal. If you're looking for this Jericho F ORP, right now it's going to be a little difficult. I did reach out to IWI, and believe it or not, I got a response back pretty fast. We all know what's going on over there in the Middle East right now, so I wasn't expecting to get a response back so quickly, but I did. And sure enough, you can still order these IWIs, if you have the credentials. So military, law enforcement, that sort of thing. You will have to upload your credentials to your application. You'll have to have your FFL send a copy of their license to IWI. And then when they become available, they'll ship it out to you. I believe you have to pay for it up front. They won't charge your card until it's ready to ship. So, I mean, that's kind of standard for the gun industry nowadays when you have something coming from the manufacturer, or if you are getting something custom made for you. So no surprises there. All right, guys, stay tuned. We are going to do a quick but thorough deep dive into this Jericho F ORP. This is part 2. This is the upgraded version that I put together. Not a lot of big stuff went into this. I kept it simple, and I hope you enjoy the video, so stay tuned. All right. All right, so you might be wondering, what makes this thing so special? And I'll tell you, this is a solid piece of equipment. This firearm is an icon. Okay, IWI makes the Jericho 941. I have one here over my shoulder. If you saw the previous video, then I did the comparisons. But just for shits and giggles. Here is an older model, okay, Jericho, and then here is the FORP, okay. So you can see, this is sort of antiquated but still beautiful. It doesn't have the optics ready, sights or mounts. Let's see, there is no Magwell on this one. This one also did not have a Magwell. I added that on there. And if you go back to the previous video, you'll see, all the parts and things like that I added to this firearm. So I've got the Crimson Trace. I know a lot of folks, they hate on Crimson Trace, but this weapon light is also a light laser combo. I'll try to get that. I don't know if it's going to come across or not, but let's see. It's gonna come across. Maybe if I shine it this way, you'll be able to see it. Hey, can you see the laser there? Okay, there it is. So, I mean, you can put whatever you want on these things. I mean, this is just what I happen to have. I really didn't want to spend extra money on this firearm because I knew I was going to do the trigger, the grips, the Magwell. These things, take time away from, my everyday job and business. And so, I just wanted to do a cost savings. Also, I did not want to do any finishing work to this because these firearms, as of right now, are pretty difficult to procure. Okay, so what I am running, as you'll see in the video, is the TTI. This is the TTI Smoke extended magazine. So I'm running that in here. All right, looks like that. And, it's fantastic. I mean, it is fantastic. I love it. So those run, and that's a 21, round magazine. Here is the standard Jericho. I'm sorry, the standard Jericho FORP magazine, and that's flush fitting, as you can see, and it works great too. All right. So, what is this firearm all about? Like who needs this gun? And to be honest, enthusiasts like myself, folks who fall in love with the Jericho, the previous version Jerichos. Also, competition. I mean, you can use this for competition, especially if you outfit it with that single action only trigger. Okay, and that is a Tanfoglio trigger that I put in here. Let's see, who else would this be for? I mean, could you carry it? Sure. I mean, you can carry anything. There have been times where I've carried my FNX 45 tactical, okay, concealed, right? So, I mean, you can carry anything. Would you carry it every day? Probably not. I don't have my scale here in the office today. I left it at home, but this thing weighs a ton. Okay, you are going to go to the gun range. You are going to shoot the piss out of this thing because it's built like a tank, and you're gonna clean it up and put it on the shelf, right? You are not going to put this thing in the waistband holster and carry it every single day. It's not going to happen. This thing is heavy. The OSight C that I put on here works great. And as everybody knows, if you've seen my video, my videos before, that I love the circle dots, and that's what this is. I'll try to get it in there. I don't know if it's going to focus, but that is a circle dot. I'm in love with the circle dot. So whether it be Holosun or OSight, I'm going to be running a circle dot from here on out. My results running the circle dot are beyond measure and beyond reproach because everyone sees the difference between my shooting with a standard dot that moves, so much in the window, and this circle dot. It just seems like it's more stable in that window for me, and so I'm able to acquire targets and put rounds on target much faster with and more accurately with a circle dot. And so as you get older and different technologies become available, take advantage of it. Doesn't matter who makes it. If it works, it works. If it's within your budget to do that. All right. Let's talk about these G10 grips. These G10 grips are great. They started out though as full size Shadow 2 grips, CZ Shadow 2 grips. This is what they look like now, but they started off as full size. And all I did was take a Dremel. Maybe one of these days I'll do a video on how I do some of this small stuff. That way you're not paying someone to do something you could probably do yourself if you have just a tad bit of patience and procedure, right, about it. Maybe I'll do a video on how to do that. But as you can see, they're fitted to this firearm, okay, with the Magwell. And this Magwell took me hours. I think I calculated it out to about 6 hours over a couple of days that this Magwell fitting took me. As you can see, it's been quite a bit of filing. I do have the lip there. I'm not going to blend it. Again, I'm not going to do any major structural changes to this firearm until they become available in the future. I don't know if this is going to be a collector's item, and so I'm just going to hold off. Once I get my hands on another one, and then I'll make this one truly seamless with blending the Magwell, changing the color, and perhaps, well, there's not a perhaps. I'm definitely going to add a thumb rest here. I'm going to drill and tap holes in this and add a thumb rest because I need it. Okay, as you'll see in the video, my grip is super aggressive and high when I shoot, and so because of that, you'll see this enormous extended mag release. I'm trying to get this in here so you guys can see the magnitude of this thing. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it works, but it did give me some issues. I mean, as I really got into shooting today, I actuated that mag button at least twice, and the magazine just flew out. I looked like a novice out there today, but I had fun, and the gun is super accurate, and I just really love this pistol. I just wish they were available for everyone to sort of like get their hands on it so you can feel this man gun. Like, this is a man's gun. This is not bullshit, okay? And that's what the Israelis are known for. They don't make crap. This is no different. Could I put a X300 on it and a Holosun or Delta Point Pro or something like that, SRO? Sure. Could I really make this thing beautiful? Absolutely. But I'm not going to do that. This is one of those guns that I said I didn't pay a lot for it. I knew I was going to change the trigger out, from double action, single action to single action only. And so because of that, I said, you know what? I'm just going to take a deep breath. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it, but I am going to put some quality, economical options on it. And so that's why I went with the Crimson Trace that I already had. I purchased the OSight from Amazon. We all know how much those cost, but they're great sights. They're great sights. They work. They look good, you know, and that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So we'll talk about the trigger again. I'm going to get the trigger pull gauge here. So hang tight, and I'll give you the weight on this single action only. My trusty trigger pull gauge. I will do this on camera for you guys. Let's see. And 2 pounds, 52 ounces. Is that picking up on camera? I really can't tell. There we go. All right. That's a significant drop for me. When I started to do the springs and I was playing around with the springs, the only thing that I switched out was the trigger return spring. Okay. And the hammer spring. Okay. The one that goes here. All right. So this one was switched out to the Eric Groffel 13 pounder. And this is a Patriot Defense optimized trigger return spring. Okay. So those two things were the only springs that I changed. I have absolute 100% reliability with those parts, and I have extra parts like springs for sear and things like that I just said, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see if it actually runs with the original firing pin spring, the original sear spring, and it does, and it runs 100%, and the trigger feels great. So if I ever get my hands on a second one of these, then I'll try the other configurations for that. So the Magwell, and I'm all over the place. My videos are not scripted. I just talk to the people. Okay, so the Magwell here is a Shadow 2, a CZ Shadow 2, and again, it was not out of the box ready. It definitely had to do some fitting. I'll try to get some up close and personal shots here. But as you can see, this whole thing is aluminum. It used to be black, and all the silver parts is where I had to file. Okay, and I really took my time doing this. I wanted it to be right. I wanted it to look good. The only thing left to do really on this firearm is to repaint the Magwell, which I probably won't even do. So, it would be nice to do it, but, it's just not a priority. It's just going to get scratched up and banged up, anyway. So, let's see, the grip, like I said, I'm probably going to add a thumb rest here, drill and tap, a thumb rest for my thumb, just so my palm can stay off of this extended mag release button. All right. And if you see, my grip is seriously high and tight. So, that's that. If you want to talk about grips, let's talk about these things. They're plastic. They're slippery. I have sweaty hands all the time, and they absolutely suck. Okay. They definitely skipped on these, but the whole firearm, everything else is super great. I believe this is a drawback, or a negative, if you will, a con. And I'd say that 12-pound double action trigger pull, although it is smooth and it doesn't stack, you can stage it at the end and then press it through for a decent double action shot. Yeah, no, It's just we've come too far on this channel, in the gun community to put up with a 12-pound anything. Okay, we're not going to do that. So that single action, okay, only option was a no-brainer for a guy like me. Okay, if I wasn't going to do anything to the firearm, then yeah, I would have left it. But or if I were just collecting it, I would have left it. But left it alone. I had to do something. I shoot my guns. I don't baby them. I like to put them through their paces. I take them to courses for my own training and for training other people. I like to have different firearms available for new shooters. Maybe they are better shooters with a all metal gun as opposed to a polymer gun. And so, I like to have those different things available, and I like to have quality guns available, not, your $300, whatever. I like to have quality guns available for my students to try, because that's what I'm going to recommend that they go buy. I don't want them buying the Jam-O-Matics. I want them to have quality taste in guns that aren't very expensive. And believe it or not, this, at the time that I bought it, was not very expensive. Everything that I did to it, makes it look expensive, but it starting out of the box, it's not very expensive. So I can't tell you the price, but it was definitely, under 700 gummy bears. And so if we're talking about price, if we're talking about affordability, if we're talking about something that's going to last you, if we're talking about aftermarket parts, and if something goes wrong, you can actually find what you need to fix it. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. You have to find stuff like this. Even the Jericho here, you can still, find parts. As a matter of fact, these parts are interchangeable. Okay, so the extractor are the same. The springs are the same. I mean, you can take probably 90% of a stock FORP and put it on that gun behind me. So that's what we want. We want things that work. We want things that look good, that feel good. I already spoke about the interchangeability with magazines and things. So this is a great gun. Just stay tuned, for more content coming from me and the Gun Shield TV. I know this video is kind of like, all over the place, but, hang in there. You owe it to yourself to see cool shit every now and again, okay? All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Gun Shield TV, out.